guys, it's Sarah, and today we are going to talk about all the books that I read in the month of June. I'm filming this a tiny bit early, so I might be able to squeeze in another one or two, fingers crossed, but we're to a point in our moving process that I need to pack up my lights and take down my filming equipment. So we're filming just a tiny bit early, but that's okay. We still have like another week left in June, so it'll be fine. But here's what I've read so far, and if I have any extras, I'll post them on Instagram when I finish them with my full wrap up. But I wanted to share these 6 books that I have finished. Now, most of these, actually, I think all of these have been featured in other videos already as far as wrapping them up and my thoughts. So I'll talk very briefly about them. First one is Meet Me in Paradise. This is by Libby Hupsher. This was one of the books that I picked for Roll Your Next Read, which that vlog has not come out yet, but I'll talk definitely more in detail about it when that one does come up. I'm reading book number 2 for that vlog currently. So as soon as I get 3 books in there, I'll wrap that up more fully. But this is a romance, and it is not an enemies to lovers, but it's kind of reluctant, like a reluctant thing. But I really, really liked it a lot. It was good. There was a lot more depth to this one than I was expecting, which I always appreciate, especially in romances. And I really enjoyed it, and I gave it 4 stars. These next 2 are my 5-star predictions from last round. So In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune and I Must Betray You by Ruta Sepetys. So I've already wrapped these up in our last 5-star prediction video that actually just recently went up. So I won't repeat very much. I will say that this one was a 4-star read. I really love TJ Klune and I love his writing. This one, the story was lacking a little bit for me. I felt like I constantly just wanted a little bit more from it, but I did really enjoy it. And then I Must Betray You by Ruta Sepetys was 5 stars. I absolutely love this one. Her storytelling on true historical events is fantastic and one of my favorite things. So, and again, I have more thoughts in my 5-star wrap up, which I'll link down below. And these next 2, I have also already wrapped up for you in my first Alexa vlog that you guys, your devices were picking numbers for me and I was reading the books, and my first video has gone up already and I am currently in the middle of reading for my second one. So super awesome. Okay, first is Ain't Burned All the Bright by Jason Reynolds, artwork by Jason Griffin. This book is phenomenal. 5 stars. I read it in 15 minutes because it is a mostly art book, but it's a story told in 3 sentences. And it was fantastic. So creative and unique, and I loved it. And then The Kaiju Preservation Society by John Scalzi. This one I gave 4 stars. I really, really like this book. The science towards the end kind of bogged me down a little bit, which is why I did give it 4 stars. But I loved the humor in here, which I was not expecting. And the story was really unique. And I really liked the way that it was told. I was able to follow it, it was great. I loved it. And finally, I read Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. This is one that I decided to pick up on audio, and it was for the buzzword, actually for the month of May. It's fine. I'm catching up on my buzzword books, but Every is the buzzword for May. So I wanted to go ahead and read this one, and I finally was able to get a hold of the audiobook. The audiobook was narrated by AJ Bridle, who did a great job. Actually kind of reminded me a little bit of Julia Whalen. So I might have to look into some more books narrated by her because I did really enjoy the narration of this one. And I was really curious about this one because this is constantly compared to Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren, which is one of my favorite books. I love that book. And that's not wrong. That's not wrong. This is very, very similar in premise. There's not a whole lot different, honestly. So the basic premise of the book is almost exactly the same as Love in Other Words. The difference is the reasoning behind the split of this couple. There's a different reasoning behind it. But it's still a little bit similar in that way as well. So it's not completely different, but yeah. But I will say I enjoyed this one. I was a little bit nervous because I was afraid I was going to compare it too much. So I was trying not to think about Christina Lauren when I was reading this one. And I think I succeeded in that because I did enjoy this one. I gave it 4 stars in the end. I struggled with our main character in here with the decisions that she was making and the way that she was handling a situation where she was the one who made a mistake. I did not like the way that she handled those situations, and there were multiple, and she just kept doing it. And I was just like, why are we not learning anything here? So that part really just kind of made me go, come on, like I want to root for you, but you're making it a little bit hard right now. But the story overall, I really enjoyed. I read this in 2 sittings very, very easily. Just put it on and while I was, kind of prepping the house for some stuff. And yeah, it was good. So I really liked it. I will read more from Carly Fortune for sure. I'm going to hang on to this one. Like I liked it that much. So, okay, those are the books that I've read so far. Like I said, I'm hoping to get to 1 or 2 more finished. We'll see. We're really kind of in the tail end of getting our movers here soon. So reading has been a little bit on the back burner for me, but we'll see what I can end up doing. But I will post my monthly wrap up on Instagram like I always do. So there's a couple extra on there. You'll see them there. But yeah, so that is how this month has gone so far. And if you missed any of the videos where I've already talked about some of these, I will link them down below so you guys can go see more in-depth thoughts of mine on some of these books. Otherwise, I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.